Hi, welcome back to Keep On Growing with Trevor and Nick, and today's subject is the dahlia. Yes, dahlias are starting to come into fashion now, and there's a lot to be chosen. You've got bold ones, you've got pretty ones, you've got unusual coloured ones. We're going to be looking today at a selection from local supermarkets, see what's available, and I'll go through it all with you. So after this, we'll see you in about 30 seconds to discuss dahlias. Right, welcome back. Yes, we're talking dahlias today. So remember, they come in all shapes and sizes. You can get the little ones that go in window boxes. You can get them about 90 centimeters, 80 centimeters high. Or if you have a look around, there's various cactus ones and etc. around at the moment. And be warned, because if you give them a good feeding, the cactus ones will grow to about 6 foot if you really play on them. So what do we do with dahlias? Dahlias are a very, very tender plant. They will take the first frost at the end of the year, but at that point you've got to dig them up quick. As soon as you see your leaves going black, dig them up, put them in a dry solution like sawdust or something, or vermiculite, and store them in the shed over the winter, and then bring them back out and repot them and get them ready for the summer. But at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to look at some that are available for anyone that doesn't have any in the garden at the moment and they're thinking of buying them. We're going to be looking at what's available in the shops. We've got a little selection here, and we'll just discuss what to do with them. So our first dahlia looks a bit I shouldn't really do that, should I? Right, we've got something called garden plant in a local supermarket. These basically will grow to about 90 centimeters, which is roughly about 3 foot. They flower between July and October. So come October, that's when you've got to be watching, because these will be in flower until it gets frosty. If you don't get frosty till November, they'll stay happily as they are until November. But as soon as that frost comes, they need digging up, putting into sawdust or vermiculite, and then moving into somewhere dark and cool. So what have we got? Position they grow in is straightforward. It's sunny. A bit of sunshine. As long as you get about 6-8 hours of sunshine, they'll be happy to be planted in that position in your flower beds. You can mix with the dahlias, as long as the plants that go with it, they're happy. So if you've got some gladioli, plant them in amongst your dahlias, because then the stems are all hidden by the gladioli, which will keep coming back. And a hint on that, if you're planting gladioli, put your gladioli in middle of April, put about 5 or 6 where you're going to put your dahlias. Then a week later, put a few more in where you're going to put your dahlias. And each week, just add 3 or 4 gladies, the bulbs in the ground, because then they'll come up at different times. So you'll have a continual flow of gladioli flowers, and your dahlias will look good. Keeping aphids off them, well, this is where companion planting comes in, and plant on the lower edges of your flower beds some French marigolds. They will take away or distract from the aphids. You can also mix them up with some nasturtiums. They will do the same job for you and protect your dahlias. Anyway, as we were saying, dahlias. Now, these ones are quite small. Normally I would work with something a little bit bigger, but these are quite small. they are starting to shoot at the top. The crown has got little buds coming on it. So that says I'm alive and I want to go into flower. These little nodules are tubers. Now the tubers basically is the energy. Check your tubers in the dahlia that you've got. Make sure that they are not too squidgy. If they are, then cut that tuber off. These are okay. Make sure they're not dried out as well. If they're dried out, then basically they're dead. But these are nice and firm. They're not squidgy, and they are ready for planting. Now, to plant these up is quite straightforward at this point, because all you need is a pot that is a little bit bigger than the dahlia that you are planting up. Take some potting mix and then place your dahlia with the neck part of it. It's where the old stem used to come out and had the flowers on it. That has to be just level with the top of the potting mix. So you pop that into there, give it a good tap, make sure that the dahlia has got the potting mix all the way around it. There are a lot of other ways you can do these. You can go on the internet and you can find dozens and dozens of different ways of starting off your dahlias, but what you're really trying to do is to wake them up and say, here's the soil, here's your potting, we're ready for you, so start growing. That's all there is to it. So yet again we get another one and we pop that in. The potting mix that we use is the potting mix that we make ourselves. It's on the channel. You can look in there and find how to make potting mix. It's the recipe that we use. We've used it for years and it works. Pop that into there. More potting mix around it. And tap it down, making sure all the tuber, everything is all covered, and the neck of the plant is just sticking out slightly from the compost. There's those. Now the important bit, which I am now going to do, is get rid of the mess and get a pen and basically write the name of it, so that when your dahlia starts to grow, because they're all going to look the same at the beginning, so you need to write a label. I'm going on this quite heavily because I have a bad habit of forgetting, and so do a lot of other people. So do a label, that way you know what you got. Put the height of it on the label as well, and then pop it in the pot. That way we know what it is. When it starts to grow and start looking like it's ready to go out into the garden, we will know what it is we're actually planting. Good idea, really, isn't it? Not that I've forgotten anyway. No. I'm forever forgetting, actually, but never mind. So, that's Dahlia Bright Mix. It's basically, it comes in a packet of 5 and reasonably good price. So, we'll see what colours they've put in their mix. Now, the next one is, let's pick this one. What do we got here? This is a local company. find them all over the place. Verve makes them, and these are ball dahlias, so called because the flowers look like big balls and they're all tight. Basically, you start them off now, and by about May you should be ready to put, same with all dahlias, by May you can plant them out into the garden. Yet again, these ones, the ball ones, flower from July until the first frost, October, November time. So when you're planting these ones, you put them in the pot and you make sure that the whole thing is under the ground to a depth of about 2.5 centimeters. So the growth over the next few weeks is just above the ground. Planting them out, dahlias 30-40 centimeters apart, slotting in your companion planting like your gladioli and things. These will grow yet again to a height of about 90 centimeters. And they do like a nice sunny spot. So yet again, same as the bright mix, sunshine. But at this point, we're just going to be putting them into the compost and give them a little bit of a head start on the rest of the garden. I'm going to write out my label. And this ball one is called Old English, and it grows to 90 centimeters. So what do we have in this bag? 1, 2, that'll do. Now then, these Old English ball mix dahlias, quite straightforward. They are quite small. There is the little bit that I was looking for, the little tiny shoot coming out the end. That will become your dahlia. The other one we have here, there we go, coming out of the side of one of the tubers there is another little shoot. So that's going to become your dahlia. There is a tuber here that is a bit dry and horrible. I've pulled it off. You don't want that in there. It's dead. Yuck. Don't want that. So let's have a look. What do we got? Find a pot that's the right size for these dahlias. Well, that's quite simple because they're small. So we can have a play around with that and have a look. Let's see what we've got in here. We've got lots of different sizes. We'll go with those two. Here we are. Right. Compost in there. Remember, find your neck, your bit at the top, your stick that comes out the top where your dahlia is going to grow, and there it is. So we lower that into the compost and we pop the compost into the pot and tap it down so that the neck of the dahlia is just popping out, and the same again with the next one. Tap it down, get rid of any air holes and things, and then carefully place your dahlia tubers into your pot and backfill it with compost. And that's it. We just need to write out another label because we've got two and I've only got one label. Right, Dahlia. Old English. 90 centimeters. Nice big one there. So we label those, and that's that one. Now then, what have we got here? We have got, oh, we're back to the garden people. That's Bright Mix. We've already done Bright Mix. We don't need to do another one of those. What have we got here? Dahlia tubers. Oh, this sounds exotic. We have a Dahlia tuber in there. This packet comes with 2 Dahlias, and it's called Tropical Punch. So we'll plant those up. All of these Dahlias basically have come from local retailers, so that we can see which retailer is selling us the Dahlias that we want. Remember, keep an eye on them, and if you find that your Dahlias don't all come up, so it says you've got 5 in a packet, if you get 5 Dahlias, good. If you don't, take note. Be careful when you buy them next year. Right, so we'll take 1 pot, because we've only got 1 in there at the moment. I've already done the others. Yeah, for those of you who are wondering where the pot said, the packet said 5 and I've only got 2, that's because I've already planted mine up and they're sitting in the greenhouse, tucked under here, getting ready for the summer. So I've put too much compost in there. As you can see, we've got lots of the tubers and everything sticking out. So gets rid of some of that. Lower your Dahlia down, making sure that it's completely covered, and replace with your compost. Straightforward, simple at this point, because a little later on, a few weeks' time, the Dahlias will come back to life, and you will then see all your good work in front of you. So we have Dahlia, Tropical, Punch. I wouldn't try eating it to find out if it does taste like a punch, because they don't taste very nice. Not that I've actually done it, but never mind. Tropical Punch. Now, these basically, they like full sun, or if you've got a little patch where you've got partly shady, sort of, it's not sunny all day long, it has dappled shade and the sun disappears from it and then it comes back. These will grow in dappled shade, but you won't get as many flowers. So think upon that. If you put them in where the main place is, the full sun, you get a lot more flowers. So they grow to 100 centimeters. We're getting bigger. Who says size doesn't matter? Right. There we go. Tropical Punch. Now, my final Dahlia today is something that I've never seen before. It is a Dahlia that basically is unusual. I got it from the garden people, and it is blue. Never seen a blue Dahlia before. And I saw these on the shelf in the local retailer, and I thought, that'll be different, as I do like things to be a little bit different. They are packed a little bit better than the others were. You got vent holes and everything, so in theory, what we have in this bag should be very nice. But I would say blue. Yet again, it's blue. I'm getting a little bit overexcited about this because I want it to grow now so I can see for once a blue Dahlia. For those of you that follow me, Trevor and I basically do like to find plants and things that are a little bit different. You know, you get passion flowers that have white petals with little bits of purple in them. We like to look for a blue passion flower, which we have found, and I'll be showing that to you over the next few weeks. We've sown it and we're going to give it a go. But anyway, I'm waffling again. Let's have a look. Compost into there. Give the blue one lots and lots of room. I don't know how much room it wants. It's a totally new one to me. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. Looking very, very nice. So this retailer gets the thumbs up for looking after their plants. It has the little shoots on it, so that's all ready to start filling out. So let's see what we got. Compost, compost. Tap it down. Pop some more in there, making sure all the tuber is completely covered. And you only have the little stick that grew last year's plant out from. Remember, that pointy bit goes up. For those of you that think I'm taking the mickey, I'm not. Honestly, you'd be surprised the number of people that just chuck them in and hope. But we're not doing that. What I'm doing now is I'm going to write a label. I will keep drumming it into everybody, write a label, which is a bit hypocritical of me because there's been quite a few times where I haven't done it. But we have Dahlia, Blue Wish. Now, have a look around. If you can find one, grab it. If there's 2 or 3 on there, grab them all. Yet again, it likes a nice sunny position. It goes into bloom around about July, early to mid-July. And as is with all dahlias, it will bloom until the first frost and then dig up and store it. Height-wise, this one is a little bit smaller than the others. It's only 75 centimeters, so it'll grow to about that. But never mind. It's blue. It has the right to do whatever it wants. There's the label. So, as I was saying, keep them somewhere reasonably warm and dry for the next couple of weeks. At this point, all you want to do is moisten the compost. Keep it just slightly moistened. What we do is we spray it. And you really don't need much more than a quick spray on each pot, because all you're doing is you're just trying to force the dahlia to accept the fact that it's about to come into bloom. And it's got moisture, it's got warmth, and it's got something to grow in. So it agrees it will come into bloom. And then you'll see it coming into bloom and you'll see it growing and you'll have fun with it. Whatever you do, do not overwater. Don't stick these in buckets of water or water trays and leave them sitting, stagnating and the compost going green. Don't do it, because if you do, all you'll end up with is a mushy mess and no dahlias. So let's just think on that one. That really is about it for today. We don't have any more dahlias, although I do have a lot more to plant up because we do like a lot. So over the next few hours, I will continue going through my bags and planting up the rest of the dahlias. In the meantime, remember one thing: keep on growing and click on that subscribe button. And any comments, any questions, write out in the comment section and we'll get the comment and we'll answer it for you. We basically answer all of them. And remember, thumbs up means you like it. Watch the video through to the end and then pass comment. If you haven't already subscribed, click on subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. So just pop in. I'm going to go for a cup of tea and then I'll be back in here for the next few hours, waking up my dahlias and getting them ready for the summer. Thanks a lot. Bye.